And joining us now to go over today's marches across the country is the Hill's Julia Manchester. Julia has been following today's events and was at the Women's March in Washington, D.C. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me here today.
So tell us about the march today. You were there. This is now the 5th Women's March. Did it differ from past women's marches?
It's different from past women's marches in a number of ways. Number one, this was the first women's march in a post-Trump administration world. We now have a Democratic Congress and a Democratic White House. So the message obviously had to change, and it's had to do with that Texas near total ban on abortion and this upcoming Supreme Court case on that 15-week abortion ban in Mississippi. So we're really seeing the women's march start to lean into reproductive rights. In addition to that, it's also the first women's march since the coronavirus pandemic. So it was a little different from past marches. There was mandatory mask wearing in D.C. We had to somehow find a way to somewhat keep our social distance. But you heard a lot of other issues that have been highlighted through the pandemic, whether that's healthcare or economic equality. Those were other issues that were highlighted in this march.
And you mentioned it. This time it was spurred by Texas's new abortion law, obviously very restrictive. It has huge implications not only there, but across the country as other states work to emulate it. You mentioned this Mississippi case, and this is also a key case next week because it's the first one of its kind with all 3 of President Trump's Supreme Court nominees on the bench.
Absolutely. We know that that case is going to be heard in early December. And, it's of major importance because it comes after the Supreme Court really refused to act on that Texas abortion law, allowing it to essentially go into effect in that state. And Mississippi is next. Now, we have heard of other states with some gubernatorial candidates, some governors suggesting that they would be interested in implementing a similar law. Former Nevada Senator Dean Heller in that state running for governor said he's very interested in looking at a similar law to implement in Nevada if he's made governor of that state. But at the same time, you're seeing some Republican governors sort of back away from this law. In Florida, for example, Governor Ron DeSantis, very strong pro-life governor, said he's in favor of abortion restrictions, but the vigilante part of this law, the part of the law that allows private citizens to essentially sue people who are assisting in giving abortions, he says that goes a bit too far for him.
How do you see this in connection with the midterms?
It's connected with the midterms in a huge way. Look, for any first-term president, their first midterm election cycle, this would be President Biden's first midterm election cycle, for example, is a tough one. Democrats are poised to get some losses potentially in the House and the Senate. We've also seen that President Biden has had a rough couple of months, whether that's the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, the delay in passing his legislative agenda, such as the infrastructure bill on Capitol Hill, surging coronavirus cases. This talk about abortion is a real issue that really rallies up a lot of the liberal Democratic base. And we know, Ruta Bay, so many of these elections are about turnout. And this is an issue that turns out that Democratic base.
Right. We also saw in the coverage that we had from around the country, counter protesters at demonstrations around the country. Did everyone manage to keep their peace today?
From what I saw in D.C., everyone did manage to keep their peace. At one point across the street, there was a small group of anti-abortion protesters, and both sides were sort of chanting each other, trying to drone each other out. My colleague was in Austin, Texas, covering the march there, and it was a similar situation there. So I haven't heard too much of any scuffles or any major confrontations between the two sides. But I think ahead of the midterms, you're going to see anti-abortion groups and pro-abortion rights groups really start to funnel money and enthusiasm into their respective candidates. Because like I said, this isn't only a big turnout and enthusiasm issue for the left. This really is a big issue for those on the right as well, especially in that pro-life part of the party.
All right, Julia Manchester, thank you as always for your input tonight.
Thank you.